Hey everyone, this is your host Ian. I am just giving you a quick heads up. There are a few fouls in this episode. There's a few curse words, so just giving you the heads up on that.
Before we kick off today's episode, I got something that could save you a ton of time this season. If you're a grassroots coach trying to juggle work, life, and soccer, Soccer Coach Weekly is an absolute game changer. Since 2006, they have been trusted by coaches from all over the world, delivering fun, ready-to-go drills that keep players focused, learning, and loving the game, even when you're short on time. And here's the best part. Chat by the Pitch listeners get 50% off a full year of premium access. Just click the link in show notes and use the promo code Ian50 at checkout. That's Ian50 for half off. Plan fast, coach smart, Soccer Coach Weekly.
Family-owned Soccer Innovation is your go-to source for top-quality equipment. Whether you're a player, a supportive family member, or a dedicated coach, they have everything you need to elevate your game. For players, their innovative equipment are designed to boost your skills and performance on the pitch. From their agility cones to their portable goals, they have you covered. And family members, they offer durable equipment that's built to last because we know your support is critical to your player. Coaches, trust me, they can provide the equipment you need to run effective training sessions and shape the next generation of soccer players. Visit Soccer Innovations at soccerinnovations.com to start elevating your game with them.
And if you use the code PITCH, PITCH, you can receive up to 10% off your next order. I want to tell you about something I've used and I truly believe in. Replayer. It's a sideline camera built for youth sports. Just set it up, hit record, and it captures the entire game automatically. No chasing the ball, no holding your phone, just hands-free, stress-free recording. The in-game tagging is one of my favorite features. One tap, and you can mark a big goal, ankle-breaking moves, or a clutch tackle. Then pull those clips for later for review, highlights, or social media. And the live streaming's next level. A buddy of mine actually watched his son's game while flying cross-country at 30,000 feet. That blew me away. If you're a parent or coach at the field every weekend, Replayer is a game changer. Head to replayer.com. That's REEPLAYER.com. And I think you'll be amazed. Hey soccer friends, I just want to give a shout out to our partner, Team Player. They are changing the game on how you find the perfect soccer team for your player. Parents, this means no more endless social media scrolling to find information on teams. With Team Player, everything you need to know is just a few clicks away. It's simple, straightforward, and lets you find the best coach and team for your player without any of the usual headaches. And coaches, we all know how tough it can be to get your team noticed, but when you subscribe to one of Team Player's team plans, you instantly get access to set up an online team profile that allows you to reach more potential players and showcase what your team is all about. It's super easy and lets players and parents see why your team could be the right fit for them. And if you sign up using the promo code PITCH, you can try any team plan free for 1 month. So whether you're managing a team or searching for one, come on over to www.teamplayer.us. That is TEAMPLAYR.US. And come give Team Player a look. Hello and welcome back to Chat by the Pitch. This is Ian Babcock, your host. This week I have Tom Boyce from Crossbar and London Calling, Texas. Now, if you follow the social media, what's going on with their social media for Crossbar, you will love how Tom is this over-the-top, bigger-than-life person, and I have grown to love watching their Instagram posts every week, the comedy that comes with it, the seriousness when they have to have serious. And I think at the end of the day, this is something that's amazing, watching this company come from one indoor facility. Now they have two. What they're doing, what their plans are, amazing. I would always recommend checking out their social medias and everything that's going on with them. I highly encourage you to go check out their facilities. They're gorgeous and they have a lot going on in them. So let's start this chat and head to the pitch.
My name's Boyce. I'm one of the owners of Crossbar Soccer and Beer. I'm also the owner of London Calling, Texas, which is a vintage jersey business, Crossbar. So it's a joint thing. And obviously I'm associated with DSA, with Ben Bauer, one of my business partners for Crossbar. And we have Driven Elite, which is a gym in Denton as well. That's my kind of associates. And obviously being English in Dallas, you kind of get a reputation of people knowing you, because obviously the soccer side, it was about the soccer community. It is a big community, but it's also a small one, so everyone knows everyone. Yeah, being a loud Englishman, I kind of get about a bit.
You're not kidding about being a small community. We talked before we started how many people we know just very quickly. And with Crossbar, so Crossbar is located where again?
So we have two locations. We've got one, our first one's in Richardson, just off of 75 and Arapahoe. And then our second one, which we opened up in September, which is in Denton, just off of 35 and Swisher. So we've been in Richardson for 4 years now, and it'll be our 4th anniversary in May. And then, next week, And then, obviously, Denton's been open since September 1st. Richardson has just one indoor field and obviously has a bar, where Denton has an indoor field and an outdoor field. Bars at both locations, both indoor and outdoor as well. So because our kind of spiel for us is we cater more for parents. We are more of an adult establishment. Not saying we're against kids. It's more the fact that everywhere that is indoor or soccer related, where it's fields, pitches, turf, it's all catered for kids. Like, it's always the youth programs. And there's nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, there has to be somewhere where adults can play and just have their own time. So, where we include the youth side of it is we have obviously coaches, and we have coaches like skills coaches that have their own programs, and Salient. We've got teams that coach with us, like in our facilities, and just people bring their kids to kind of kick around. And then we have parties as well, like party rentals. So there's always kids around. But the one thing that we have, not necessarily more so than other facilities, but something that we are proud in, is making sure the parents are having a good time. Because I don't care what anyone says, right? Not every parent wants to watch their kid play football. And if they say they are, they're lying to you. Not every parent wants to do it, right? So we have parents that come and just have a little chat, talk to bartenders, talk to staff. Or you get like a dad's group that kind of all talk together and drink at the bar. But something where they feel more comfortable and it's less pressure for the kids. Because some parents kind of sit on the sidelines and watch their kids, and sometimes it's too much, sometimes it's not enough, where the kids are looking over to try and get their approvals and stuff like that. If the parents are in a better stead to be more comfortable and the kids more comfortable, then the only people that are going to benefit is the kid playing football. Like, they're only going to get better. They're going to enjoy themselves better, enjoy themselves more. That's kind of our motto, is to kind of keep the parents happy. Because as you probably know, Ian, in American soccer here, well, especially the youth, the parents have a huge saying of what happens, whether it's the money involved, whether it's the opinions. So if you can keep parents happy, I'm pretty sure 9 times out of 10 coaches would agree, happy parents make their jobs a lot easier. So if we can make their job easier by smoothing down parents, that's something we'd happily do. But obviously that's not our main focus. We're a facility that has many hats. We like to do most stuff. Like, obviously we do our leagues, we do pickups, huge for us, where it's kids from 18 to however old. Even I jump into pickup at 41, where it's a 4-hour session. We have lunchtime sessions, we have evening sessions. We're open from 8 a.m. to midnight every day. So it's a constant thing where, leagues, pick up, we have private rentals, we have a cornhole league in our Richardson location where all they do is throw sacks of beanbag sacks and drink beer, which is obviously great for us. There's spots in the community that we kind of cover, i.e. pickup's huge for that, which again is both locations. Having like the teams kind of rent from us, so we kind of give back to the teams that side. And to be totally honest with you, the main focus would be the adult side. That's something that we kind of, I think we've gotten a lot. And we are trying to do open more facilities to kind of cater for that. Again, because it's not necessarily we're against having kids there. It's more the fact that The parents ones with the money. The parents ones that decide where to go, how to do it. If they're happy, then it kind of falls into place. So that's kind of what, not necessarily the main focus of it, but it's a huge quantity of it. Is the main focus of it, of Crossbar for me, would probably be just, it's, I don't want to say like a mecca for football, but it's more something where once you go there once, you want to go back. Where it's, and I don't like using the kind of the term, the cheers bar where everyone knows your name, right? It's something where if you go there, you're welcomed with open arms. It doesn't matter what your beliefs are, what religion, anything like that from, because obviously soccer's such a world sport. You don't need to, there shouldn't be any kind of roadblocks in the way to enjoy the best sport in the world. So our place is just, it's a welcome for everyone, and just everyone have a good time, whether you're watching football, whether you're playing it, whether you just like to have a drink, whether you shop football, my shop inside there. There's all, every angle of football is kind of covered. Sorry, soccer. I keep doing that. Apologies.
Same at football, soccer. We all know what it is.
Yeah, exactly right. I have to kind of dumb it down to some Americans, right? Obviously not you in that, Ian, but more the fact that I've lived here for 10 years and I still do it to this day, where even though the English invented the word soccer, it was our fault. We created this bloody nightmare, and I'm living it every day. It's something there where everyone can just enjoy themselves and they want to come back. That's what it's about. And obviously it is a business where money's important, but it's not the all and end all. That's not what makes us tick. It's meeting new people and having a good time whilst playing the best sport in the world. No brainer for me.
The way you have described it to me is something that most Americans will probably never understand until they go to Europe. I have not seen it. I've not been to Europe to see this, but it's been described to me multiple times. Most clubs, talking academy associations over in Europe, especially on the youth sides, they will have their soccer fields with concession stands, and after the matches, they'll go sit down at the concession stands and eat as a team family. And in some parts of England, they have this. I know in the Netherlands, they have this, is that it's a community sport. You said you don't want to be called the Mecca, but you want to be called, I would say, the soccer community center at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's a great way of putting it in. And yeah, so like we kind of grew up like that, where, well, listen, it's that nucleus. If your nucleus is strong with any kind of football team, the only thing that benefits from it is your game. If you're all getting along, if you eat together, if you all know each other, if you're friends playing the same game, straight away, you judge each other better. You work harder for them because you know them better. It's a little psychological side of it all, right? And yes, it is a team sport, but if you can make it even closer where people just get on and the instincts are there, everyday life together makes your team better. So that's something that the English, obviously in Europe as well, it's something that is prevalent for us, is to, in a sense, the best way I can probably describe it is trying to get more from, more bang for your buck, right? It's trying to, yes, there's loads of ways to improve your game, whether it comes to skill-wise and fitness-wise and just the right gear you're wearing. But if you can gain a psychological edge to beat your team, knowing that your team knows each other like the back of their hands. I've played in teams growing up where we're all mates. We all grew up together. It's a game changer. It really is. Because like I said, you've got to work harder. You've got to trust them better. If you trust someone on the field better, your play is better. I'm not a scientist, but I reckon I can do the facts on it, and I reckon it would work. The idea of having Crossbar as a kind of a soccer community center is something that I adore. I think brilliant.
Now, I like what you're doing as a community. It's, how do I describe it? If you go to a park or a beach, the parents sit back, do their activity, the kids go do their activity at the park or a beach, and the parents enjoy their time. You've tried to create this atmosphere built around soccer, which is awesome, in my opinion, since I love soccer. With that being said, you said you have leagues and pickup, and let's talk a little bit more about that, because I want to make sure I grasp all that. Because I know if anyone has listened to Dylan Bedrell's episode, he talked about how he trains at Crossbar and Richardson. And so I know you talked about Sealant Foot, I'm saying it wrong.
Salem.
And they have sessions with you all.
Yeah, so basically, Dylan, good friend of mine, what an absolute legend. Good player as well, actually. So, yeah, Vidrell's been with us at Richardson since we've opened. He's actually our first ever customer, and he's still with us. Honestly, his coaching is phenomenal. I speak really highly of him all the time about that. And the community that he's brought is great, because the one thing that he has is he's the middleman to clubs. And it's such a smart thing to do, where he has no loyalties. And obviously he's got loyalty to players, but doesn't necessarily have to. His circumference of what he can do is bigger than most clubs because they have the restrictions, right? And he's good at what he does. So when you're good at it and you've got no limits of where you can get to, sky's the limit. And we, as Crossbar, we truly appreciate Vidral, what he's brought to us and what he does. But at the same time, I like to think we've matched his energy and shown him that what he's doing is the right stuff and we can help support that, i.e. keeping the parents happy, because a lot of the parents that come to us are from the Vidral Skill School. So we've got loads of regulars from them that become friends to us, and they come to Crossbar away from Vidral now because of that connection. Same as Salem. Salem they've just come for the start of April's when they've moved there because they're in our Denton location. So Vidral will be our main client at Richardson, and Salem our main client at our Denton location. And the same as them guys, they're growing really well, and Tony and Dom are phenomenal people, and they know their stuff, and they're only going to get bigger. And I think because obviously we've got 4 years under our belt with Vidral, and we kind of know each other inside out now, so we know what they're about and how fast they're growing. And again, like I said, the sky's the limit for them. And I think saying that's going to be the same. But what it does bring is it's bringing the kids having a good time, like you said, about kind of that holiday beach moment where their kids are in a safe space to play, to enjoy themselves. And the parents, again, can either be involved on the touchline and be involved with their kids, or stand back from a distance and enjoy themselves, where they can work from here, they can have a drink, they can watch TV, like any live sports, or just kind of find other kind of parents that they can kind of associate what the whole kind of deal with being a parent in the Dallas community or Dallas soccer community, because they it's kind of a crazy market. Like, these parents are all crazy with it all. You've got some parents that are obsessed with it. You've got some parents that got no idea about the sport, but they all want to support, and they're all coming to our location. So I can't be mad at that either. But yeah, it's definitely something that we love as a whole, is what they bring to the soccer community.
Yeah. So let's talk about the leagues. Do you only do adult leagues, or do you do youth?
We are trying to introduce a youth league. So we've partnered up with Next Elite, where they do our leagues for us. And they are known for doing like small 7-a-side and sometimes 5-a-side, even 3s. I'm going to lie to you, our main focus is adults. We are trying to do a youth one. I think we're trying to do one in June. I can't remember the exact date. Apologies. That's my bad. But
you're good.
To have I9 out in Denton as well. That's a youth rec league, or like a session. They're out here in Denton every Saturday. So that's hundreds of kids that get involved with that. With the league side of it, once we can establish some kids leagues, i.e. getting enough teams, then we would definitely like to kind of elaborate more on that. It's just about, because sometimes if you can't get the teams in it, it's no point advertising it, because it makes it look, because you can't get the numbers.
Yeah, that's the biggest deal right now with any leagues. It's numbers.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly right. We're trying to perfect our adult. Once we get that kind of settled, which we have leagues in Denton Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. And Richardson is only Mondays at the moment. Mondays and Saturdays, because we have again, being there for 4 years, we have other rentals and other coaches. And then, again, like I said, cornhole on a Thursday night. So we've got other things that kind of in the pipeline, that are in the system that are already kind of going full throttle, really. So it's hard to get more leagues into Richardson, because there's no point dropping customers to add a league. And again, as you probably know yourself, Ian, is trying to get people to sign up for teams and sign their place in the league. You're constantly chasing people for money, so it's just a headache. So having something like Next Elite Soccer, where they're doing the groundwork for it, and they've got a big clientele, so they have the trust of the teams already. So having that partnered up with the facilities like ourselves, it's this, again, the sky's the limit for that. And it's only started, I think we started early this year, and it's going really well. We've got a tournament this Saturday on the 17th in Denton. That'd be a good one. I'm pretty sure it's a fully booked tournament. So that'd be great for us.
Now, I find it interesting because you angle towards adults, and since we do have many adult parents that have kids that play the beautiful game we all love here, with the adult side, and do you allow minors into the adult leagues, because 16, 17-year-olds can play pretty well against adults, or do you try to stay with a certain age groups because of
just being liable? Like, we usually stick to 18. So leagues-wise, because it's not just us, we kind of 18 is probably the youngest age we do that I know of. Pick up as well. So obviously we have Denton, we have pick up every night, and Richardson we have pick up twice a week. Technically the age group is 18, But if they are under 18, I just go by, in a sense, I don't want to say they're just their body build, but if they come with a parent, as soon as the parents are there and they're okay with it, I don't mind. It's the problem I have is if they go any younger, if they try and play in a league, I know as an adult myself, I don't want to be playing against someone that's a child. I'm in a men's league or a co-ed league. I don't want to play someone that I know if I ran through them, I'm going to hurt them. I don't want to do that. I don't want it to happen to the kid. But if the kids, nowadays, these kids are massive. They're all 6'2", bigger than me. And you find out they're 14 years of age. So, like, if they're at a stature where they can handle it, then yeah, because that's how I learned playing when I was 12 years old with my brothers, getting kicked left, right, and centre and crying my eyes out. It's a different world now. And again, especially being English, the Americans are quite sensitive with anything going bad. I don't want to be sued by a parent. So I'm a bit nervous about it because we're not, as the English, we're not a suing culture. So I'm just a little, I'm not saying hesitant, but it's just being precaution with kids that are underage that want to play. But at the same time, if they can cope with it and they're good enough, then yeah, who am I to stop that? If they can stay up to par with the adults playing, then yeah, basically, yeah, bring your A game.
And that's the thing. I'm thinking I'm only 41. My kids are 11 and 7. So there's anytime soon my kids will not be joining into this realm of adult soccer here. But as parents that play, I'll probably say half the parents I know are from soccer, either picked up learning to play because of their kids, or they played in their youth and they still play as adults, or they tried to play as adults, as I like to say. And it's nice to hear that you're trying to give it a safe place for adults to play. So so more about your business structure right now. So Denton has pickup every night and Richardson has pickup twice a week. And you said, I didn't write it down fast enough, you have leagues on what days of the week in both locations?
So our leagues in Richardson on Mondays and Saturday nights. And then our leagues in Denton is Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays. I think we're about to introduce Sundays as well. Because obviously we're at Denton, we've just opened. So we've got an outdoor field, which is an outdoor 11-a-side field, which we can split into 3 as well. So we've got 3 7v7 fields. There's room to have multiple leagues and multiple kind of divisions. So again, but with Next Elite, growing with us, they're filling up these spots really well. Yeah, it's definitely, what's the word I'm looking for? The future's bright with our leagues, and especially in Denton, because Richardson, we are technically fully booked. It's very rare there's any kind of availability past 4 p.m. any day of the week at Richardson. So leagues, we used to have a Tuesday night league and we stopped it because we spent more time hunting captains for their team fees rather than concentrating on actually bloody playing the league. That was something we kind of changed, and now we have pickup quite often, whether it's Good Rec, which is a pickup app, whether it's Field Space, which is another pickup app. We are basically trying left and centre to get as many people to be playing in our establishment, whether it's pickup, whether it's organised pickup, whether it's just leagues, whether it's rentals. Yeah, we're trying to fight that front.
It's awesome. So are you guys planning, is there any more room to expand at your facility in Denton, or is what you have what you have?
We're about to add another outdoor field. Our outdoor field's 11-side at the moment. To the side of it, there's a grass patch. So we've got a bar, a container bar with some seating. I think we're about to break ground next month where we're going to add another turf field outside, which will be the exact same size as the indoor turf. So we can have 2 identical size, so basically indoor and outdoor, and hopefully do either leagues and tournaments where we can do both at the same time, an outdoor division and so forth. So Richardson we're not as lucky to expand on that. Richardson's at its kind of max capacity for what it can do regarding space, but it's still a juggernaut. I think the next phase for us is to find the next location to grow it and to move forward, to expand the empire.
Take over North Texas.
Yeah, we'd like to go even further. Texas, the States. We want a franchise and kind of put ourselves to the point where everyone in the country would know what a Crossbar location is, or their nearest location.
It's a great setup that you currently have going forward. You have your leagues, you have your rentals. I'll make sure I have it all. I don't know how to describe it. Like, I've been trying to think. We talked about it earlier. Like, you want to be the community center for soccer. And doing that, you have been able to partner with some wonderful people, as you talked about earlier. How do you view the future of everything of going for you all, continuing partner, especially in Denton? Denton is a college town, and do you see that the partnerships that you've created, like in Richardson Richardson will be able to have something similar, or will this Crossbar be more of the community center versus the rental opportunity, so to speak?
So with Richardson, again, like I said before, it's kind of at its max capacity. So it's not else flat. We're fine. There's not much else we can do at Richardson, but we are still kind of pushing limits. Like, for instance, next month, we've got a Pokemon tournament, like a Pokemon convention. Yeah, exactly. But so that's happening at Richardson, right? So stuff like that we're trying to do to just venture out so we can get more kind of eyes in the establishment and see it from, because yes, there is soccer players, but most soccer players know about it already. It's the people that don't play soccer all the time that can still turn up and either, like I said, either watch soccer, play soccer, or just enjoy just being around it. But with Denton, like I said, here's a college town. With our pickup, it's huge for those college kids, right? Like, for instance, like tonight, so we do like a cash bonus for Denton pickup, where it rolls, if not, so basically if you win 10, your team, it's 5v5. If your team wins 10 games in a row, it's $100. If no one wins it that day, it rolls over to the next day and rolls. So now tonight it's at $360. So if 5 of these kids win 10 games in a row, they win $360. So it's incentives for these kids to have fun and a bit of competitive edge where it's not too serious, like adding teams and leagues and so forth, where it's a bit more kind of relaxed, but still got a bit of skin in the game where you can enjoy yourself. But to elaborate more to your question regarding Denton, is where we've been different with the community side of it is we've actually partnered up with someone that was originally here. It's a guy called Donald Driver. He was at the Packers for 14 years in the NFL, and he owns Driven Elite, which is a sports performance facility. It's a gym, right? And they do private sessions and so forth. We've partnered up with them where it's opened up us to a different avenue where we are, like, for instance, we're going to try and get into flag football. Hopefully we can try and get into volleyball, where we can do other sports for the community, or somewhere where it can have a facility that has multiple sports. Yes, it would be Crossbar running it, but having multiple sports to bring more people to the community. You might have volleyball players mixing with soccer players and soccer players mixing with softball players. That's the plan, is to bring more sports together. Again, here is a bit different. We're not at that stage yet, but that's the mentality we're trying to bring, is to bring more people in to just enjoy themselves, to just have a good time, where it's like again, I repeat myself quite a lot here, but it's understanding that you don't necessarily just have to play, you can enjoy it in every angle. And that's something in Denton that with like Donald Driver's kind of outreach, it's pushed us into that next level where we're getting more people kind of seeing what we're about. And obviously we've kind of pushed our socials and doing more kind of fun videos, where, as much as I hate it, the social media side of things, where that's the current market, that's how you advertise, is through social media. It's free and everyone's on it. So with partnering with Drive, it's kind of added that extra element where we can really push the kind of boundaries of what we can do and who we can partner up with. And yeah, the future, I truly believe the future's bright with what we're doing.
That's great to hear, because there's been a lot of changes with the indoor facilities in the Metroplex, and I feel like the leagues have suffered because of it, and not just for the youth, but for the parent. The adult leagues have suffered because they aren't the same.
Yeah,
where you're trying, I think you have a great chance to fill that void and that gap for the adult side. As a parent that hopes my 11-year-old and my 7-year-old child play this game until they can't walk anymore and they're old and gray, and looking at what you're trying to do allows this opportunity. Now with your leagues, do you guys break it down for the adult side where it's like a under 30, over 30, under 40, or is it just...
All right, a quick break. This one's for my fellow grassroots coaches. We all know how tough it is to keep every kid engaged and still running a great session when time is tight. That's why I'm excited to partner with Soccer Coach Weekly. Since 2006, they've helped over 50,000 coaches, parents, teachers from all over the world. And here's the best part. As a Chat by the Pitch listener, you can get 50% off a full year of premium access. Just click the link in the show notes and apply the code Ian50. And again, that's Ian50 for 50% off. Plan fast, coach smart, Soccer Coach Weekly.
We do over 30s and we do co-ed open. That's what we do at the moment. It all depends. It's where we get the team. If we know we've got a plethora of over 30s teams, then we would do more leagues for over 30. It's just coincided trying to get like I said, the matchup with having enough teams to do it for. There's no point trying to do an over 40s leagues if we've got no 4-year-old teams by players in the vicinity. We're trying to cater, but it all depends on where the need is. But that's our main breakdown. It's open, over 30s and co-ed. So yeah, that's where we're at the moment. But again, we're open to adding more where it's needed or where the demand is.
Speaking of social media, I see you have a lot of activities going on social media that you've worked with other groups, and it looks like you have some great things going on outdoors on your outdoors field. Do you see these activities expanding to be, you talked about you having a tournament, you're do all this other stuff. Do you see these activities becoming more and more frequent with you all? Because as a parent, it's fun watching the reels on social media or whatever you want to call them, the clips, the videos. Are you hoping to have more opportunity to use your facility on the rental side for these youth activities that I've seen on social media outside of like the skills training and whatnot?
Mate, definitely. Like those rentals like that where it's a big community or a big kind of following, whether it's youth or adults, we are always up for. Like I said, having a Pokemon convention out of Richardson, if you told me 4 years ago we'd be hosting a Pokemon tournament, I'd laugh at you. So we're always open to push that, not necessarily push it to the edge, but just be open to whoever's trying to do something. Because in daylight, we're all trying to move forward in this world, right? Whether it's business, whether it's personal, we're all trying to just enjoy ourselves and do the right thing, as most of us are trying to do. With having like events like that, yeah, we are all for it. We'd love to. We've got a few in the pipeline. We've got a good friend of ours, Hitch, who owns Pro Rail Shop in McKinney and owns loads of USL teams, and Denton Diablos that we've kind of partnered up a little bit with, and other teams. And they're doing a tournament in July called the Golden Keg. Those are beer drinkers and some good quality teams, and that's going to be a big tournament, something that hopefully will bring more people to the facility, more rides. And again, social media it gives us a chance to kind of film those reels that you're talking about, where that's what I said earlier in the conversation regarding social media. It's such a potent thing nowadays, is those funny videos, those clips are so potent with advertising now. People, like, I hate saying this and it's my worst nightmare, but I've been recognized in public because of those reels, and because I'm the face of Crossbar and I'm out on social media doing dumb stuff, it works. So when you have that many people trying to make something for themselves, and it's kind of like we're all singing from the same hymn sheet, where we're all trying to better ourselves in that environment of the soccer as well, where if you're enjoying it and you love it, that the fun side of it is infectious and it's natural and organic. And if you can catch it on camera, yeah, I'd like to think that as a consumer of social media myself, where I'd watch videos, seeing people being happy and laughing and having a joke is definitely something I'd watch more than people being miserable, mopey, or all about the money.
Yes, there's a lot of money here in our youth sports, and I don't think people realize, how much there is being passed. From my conversation with folks that have known your organization and everyone involved, it truly is about the community, and not so much how do we nickel and dime the community out of everything. It is truly trying, like we talked about in the beginning, bringing the community together, having the parents involved, and having the parents be part of it. I think that's huge. I don't think there's many places like that anymore, where it is truly trying to bring the community together and have an activity go along with it. So you said you're open from, I wrote it down somewhere, from pretty much 8 to midnight every day. And during the day, do you all have like homeschoolers coming in and using your facility as renting facilities? Is it a market that you already have part of your programs, or is it open up in the air for that side of this?
So it's got a bit of both, to be honest, Ian. You've got, for instance, Richardson Vidrell has at least 3 days a week, 2 hours a day for homeschooling kids. And then we have like lunchtime pickup, where it's through Goodrec and Field Space, 2 different pickup apps, where it's 7-on-7 and it's just for the full hour. And then next hour is another 14 people, and just random. Sometimes you just get loads of regulars that do it. Or you get, especially in the summer, like parents might rent the field for their kids just to run around for an hour, trying to burn off some bloody calories and some energy. With daytime and kind of other stuff, it's mostly just pick up and homeschooling. And then sometimes some private coaching, like kind of skills coaching again, but privates, where it's just one-on-one for them. And then in Denton, we're not there yet with the homeschool. It's about to be. I'm pretty sure Salem are trying to do something with that, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But our daytime in Denton, because we have the gym, they use the gym in the mornings, like in the afternoons as well, for any kind of workouts and kind of They do like a ladies' lit in the morning, but I won't say Zumba, but like just private privates and like agility kind of classes. So yeah, it is non-stop basically.
And that's a lot between the two facilities and offering so much. It truly is hopefully it becomes the community center that you're trying to build this around and have that feel of being part of the community. As in my 20s, I didn't grow up in my 20s, but I lived in near Tempe, Arizona, and my favorite place to hang out was the community bar that was in the middle of the community. It was not the main street bars. It was like everyone knew who you were. You were welcomed. Everyone was welcome.
Yeah.
It was just a nice place to sit back, chill, have a conversation. It sounds like you're doing that not just with the bar setting, but with the sports side of everything, where you can be the center point for the community around sports activities and still being social at the same time.
Yeah, agreed. For instance, there's a class that was a group that they used to use us when they first kind of started, and then they kind of went away a bit. It's called a thing called Sphere, where it's not necessarily it's like a workout, but you get to play, but it's not serious. It's not about score. It's just about having fun and keeping fit. And that's more of an adult side where it's trying to, say they drink afterwards. And like you said, they socialize. It's programs like that where, again, I don't care where you are in the world, right? If you discover someone that's a football fan, you automatically get it. You automatically talk more because you can go on favorite teams, favorite players, favorite goals. It's such again, like I said, it's an infectious topic, right? And I've experienced it myself. I've traveled over the world and I've met people where I've worn certain shirts and someone that doesn't speak a lick of English can have a conversation with me with broken English about a soccer team that they love or they know about, right? Just that having that foundation as humans in general, because again, it's the biggest sport in the world. If we can tap into that in a small way where, like you said, with the community center growing up in Arizona, is going somewhere where it doesn't matter what the fuck you do. Sorry if I can't swear in this, apologies.
You're fine.
I am English after all. Is knowing, it's just, I know I do it myself, is if I know I'm welcome somewhere, I might not be able to go there every time, but if anyone asks me about a place where to go, I'm going to send them there. So that word of mouth is so easy if we just treat people the right way. And that's what we want to do is just, like I said, is when you walk in, everyone knows who you are, whether it's good or bad, whether you're good at football or you're bad at football, we'll know about it. Whether it could be a topic of, it could be a joke, it could be something serious, but either way, it's still inviting because where I'm from in England, banter's huge. We make fun of people we love, right? So especially in the football community is having fun with someone shanking a shot or falling over. And especially when, like yourself, if you turned up on your own, and you've never been there before and you're hearing us making fun of someone, we will naturally get someone else involved to kind of laugh about it, to make you feel more comfortable knowing that you're on your own. Because we have people turn up for pickup on their own all the time. And they're like, we've never been there before, don't know how it works. Let's kind of welcome in to make sure that you've never been here before, we'll help you find your feet, pun intended. And at the same time, I'll say to them, look, if you don't have a good experience or you don't get to play enough time and pick up because you're on your own, let me know and I'll give you a pickup pass so you don't lose your money. So next time you come, it's on us because you haven't had the full experience that you would with having a full team out there. So the mindset is just to keep people happy to come back, to be welcomed, because everyone likes to be welcomed. As you said, it's something that it will bring you back. So having someone kind of welcome you with hostility or coldness, why would you come back or why would you want to spend your money there? So any one of my staff should know that everyone is welcome and everyone deserves the love that we give to every one of our customers without sounding too cheesy.
No, it makes sense because at the end of the day, a customer experience goes 10 times farther than a negative one. And unfortunately, when a negative one happens, 5 times more people hear about it than the positive. But having that positive experience brings them back and they're more likely to bring someone with them. And I was just getting ready to ask you, like, how do you do the pickup? Do they come in with their own teams and there's a flat fee for the team? Or is it just a flat fee for the individual to come kick the ball around and hopefully to play a little bit more than? Is it pick up by they come in and play a flat fee, or do they pay a team fee, or how does it happen? How does it work?
So we have multiple ways of sign up for pickup. So we have, like I said, we have the Good Rec app and the Field Space app is you have a profile and basically it will show you all of the pickup events for the week or the month, right? And you click on those and then you can sign up and either pay on card through those apps or you can come in person, pay cash at the door or at the bar. Our pickup system is pretty simple. It's 5v5. It's first to 2 winner stays on. So basically, and if it's 1-1 or 0-0 after 5 minutes, both teams come off. And basically, you have a line of teams. So say you have 10 teams, first 2 teams are on, your teams are waiting on the sidelines. And then once that team loses, the next one up, and then they go to the back of the line and it just rotates. And it goes on from. So our pickup times for our evening sessions is from 8 p.m. till midnight. That's every time to pick up an ours will be that time. Richardson has 2 fields where it goes on simultaneously back and forth. Only one side of the Richardson field has the cash pickup. The other side is just normal pickup where there's no cash to be played for. So people that are not taking it that seriously or just want to have just fun rather than try and run their lungs out for a bit of cash. Denton is just one field at the moment, but once we do build the outdoor field, the new one, that where we can kind of bounce off between that and hopefully have 2 games gamlessly. But yeah, pickup's pretty easy. Like the one thing I will reiterate on is no cleats. So it's all turfs and flats, just because when you have so many different people, random people, and they don't all speak English or all speak the same language, so that barrier could cause friction where either a player's not good enough or they're a bit late, where they step on someone's toes. With pickup, it's so easy to kind of lose control because it's just random people, especially with the sport that we play in. Everyone gets heated and everyone wants to win, right? Everyone treats it like the World Cup, like their life depends on it, but it's just pickup. Like, so originally, I used to do cleats, and I had too many people kind of arguing and fighting and causing aggro, so I banned them completely. So that's the only thing that's kind of a no-go for pickup is wearing your cleats. But apart from that, it's pretty simple. It's just, the 5v5, and it goes on for 4 hours until no one's there, really. It's definitely a staple for us, for sure.
I like that. As someone that doesn't play soccer, that I've been trying to convince myself to go out and play soccer recently, hasn't worked out. But it's nice to know there's places where I can just show up and not have to worry about being on a team and, so to speak, get my feet kicked around for a bit and see what happens at the end of the night.
Yeah, that's where like the likes of field space is got to be really good for it, because you have a profile and then you can have friends, we can talk to people, and you can see how many times people have played, that you have hosts that kind of control the games. Because field space will supply the bibs, they'll supply the balls. So you'll make sure that whoever, it doesn't matter what level you're at. So you could be with the best in the world, you could be absolute dog shit. Either way, you're playing that full hour and looked after. So again, I can't promise people are going to pass to you, but I can't do anything else from that. So unless I get a puppet and start playing for you, or like a PlayStation, then maybe, but that's as far as we can go.
No, I think in time, you play with different people every night. Over time, you get better. I used to play pickup basketball 2 nights a week and would play for 3 hours. And by the time I was done playing basketball, I had to wear knee braces and ankle braces every night. But I actually could play. I could sink anything inside the arch pretty good and do my picks and everything that you do in basketball. And I wasn't a very coordinated basketball player, but I knew how to hustle and I knew how to work, and that paid off. I was just a support player on the basketball court, so I don't see much different being for soccer either.
Yeah, I don't do basketball at all. I'm horrendous at it. My feet are better than my hands. Yeah.
So as we have gone through this, I'm going to ask, what advice would you give for the folks that are listening to this? Doesn't matter if they have kids or adults, regarding football and how they should approach the game, or how they should approach the game with you folks, because I think what you're offering, as we said earlier, is great. It is making a community centered around the beautiful game. So what advice would you give parents and for their players?
It's quite a loaded question, but I'll attempt to answer it in a way where it kind of concludes everything. The advice for the parents, it's hard, man, because again, at the start of the conversation, I kind of mentioned that there's kind of 2 parents to it. There's your serious parents and there's your chilled out parents. The chilled out parents are doing everything right. They dip into it enough because they're taking the kids to play, but they're not micromanaging them or micro-coaching them. That's probably a better word to use. But the serious parents, sometimes they're just, I don't want to use the word relax because that sounds like a condescending tone. It's more the fact that just enjoy it. Enjoy being able, because like, for instance, myself, my dad hated football growing up. Hated it. Still, like, to the day he died, he hated the sport, right? So I never had that with him. So having that connection with your child where, again, with the biggest sport and loving it, just remember the core values of it all is knowing that you're doing it for the love of the game and the love of your kids enjoying themselves. And obviously you're enjoying them through them, right? But it's just the enjoyment side of it. Be happy with it. That's probably for the kids side of things. I don't know if I want to answer that as a business owner or a coach. If I answer it as a business owner, stop throwing stuff down toilets. That's probably the best thing I can say about kids is throw down the bloody toilets where I've got to unblock stuff, right? That's my critique. The serious side of the question is don't be nervous about something you love to do. That's the best thing I can say, because kids kind of get in their own head, or they make a mistake and it bothers them. Roger Federer said it regarding tennis is, yes, you might lose a point, but are you spending the next point worrying about the point you lost, or are you going to worry about the point you're going to get back? I'd rather be the person concentrating on the point I can get back rather than concentrating on the point I lost. I can't get that point back. Who cares? So that's the probably best way I advise these kids is enjoy it. Don't be nervous about it because you love doing what you're doing. And yeah, don't take it too seriously.
Love it. And now my favorite question. Who has been the greatest influence on you as a player? You said you coach, as a coach, and now as a business owner.
Oh,
Three-pronged question.
Yeah, as a player, there's two players that come to mind growing up that kind of molded me. The first one being an Italian defender called Paolo Maldini. He is probably the best defender of all time, and he was a good-looking bastard as well, so that didn't help, where he had everything. He played for AC Milan for over 20 years, played till he's 40, and that's not an easy feat. He's known as one of the best defender of all time, one of the best captains of all time. He led by example. So that's something I grew up in the 90s watching. Another player would be an Arsenal captain, a guy called Tony Adams. He's called Mr. Arsenal. He played his whole career at Arsenal. He loved it. He went through some tumultuous times in his personal career with dealing with gambling addiction and alcoholism. Not saying I've done that, but to go through all of that and still be a professional footballer and be successful is something that I can not necessarily understand, but I can kind of appreciate that even when you've got struggles in your personal life, when you're on the pitch, it don't matter. Like because I'm like that. I can have the worst day of my life. If I go play football, I forget about everything. So those probably the two players that kind of stuck with me playing wise. Forgive me, what's the second question?
As a coach and as a business.
Okay. And that's what people influence me as a coach?
Yeah, who has influenced you as a coach and who has influenced you? It could be anyone. It could be parents. It could be a former coach, a player. It could be a friend. For all these answers, there's no right or wrong.
Sure. Coach-wise, that's a tough one. I'll have to choose a few coaches growing up. I had one coach when I was in about 16, 17. He was a Peruvian guy called Carlos. I can't remember his last name. But he was so brutal. It was unbelievable. But in a good way, but he was militant, and that kind of toughened me up a little bit. I did have another coach in my college days when I was captain of our college team in London, where he kind of gave me the trust, where it's kind of like how I do business now is you give them the tools to kind of figure out how to do the job. And as long as they've got the tools, they can do it. But if they ain't got the tools, then they can't obviously do it. He gave me the right tools to do the job I needed to do. And that's something that I appreciate. But again, that's over 20 odd years ago. So there's not many people relevant now. Actually, I will say, if I've got to be truly honest here, Dylan's one actually. Jokes aside, he is a friend of mine, and I know obviously business, he's at Richardson and so forth, but the way he goes about what he's doing, the level what he does, and you kind of see the rewards of what he's doing where kids are just getting better and better and they're enjoying it, right? So see him neck deep in the right way, seeing him doing it that way is something that it's infectious to me. I love watching it. I love being a part in some capacity, whether it's obviously him training at our facility, but seeing these kids enjoy themselves and be, whether it's with Soccer Dave, whether it's with Coach Brian or Coach Preston, they all love each coach individually as well as Dylan, and he's created that whole nucleus of great coaching. So that's something that's prevalent. Business-wise, that's a tough one as well. I'd probably say an old colleague of mine, an old mentor of mine back in the days, because my background is men's fashion, like retail. That's where I know, right? You never guessed that one. But I did made-to-measure suits in London for a few years and stuff like that. The guy I mentioned, he was my mentor for about 9 years, and he was the kind of one that kind of showed me Actually, the best way I can describe him is I was 19, he was 41. Actually, the age I'm at now, I was 19, and I thought I knew it all. And as you probably noticed as well, Ian, like I was a cheeky 19-year-old, thought I knew it all, typical lad, big mouth, didn't really think about it, didn't know the world. And I thought I had a say in every conversation. And he sharpened me up once and said, look, Tom, you need to understand, I've been your age, you haven't been my age. So, excuse me, so shut the fuck up. That's what he said to me. At the time, I kind of didn't really think about it. But as I got older, it resonated more. And I was like, and now I'm at that age where I'm like, oh my God, it's so true. yes, everyone lives their life differently. Like me at 19 might be different to you at 19. But at the same time, I can't gain years if I haven't lived them. And that's something with experience. And I became a business owner at 37. Yeah, 37, 36, 37. So my mindset is different. But if I went into a business in my 20s, I don't think I'd survive. It's not like necessarily the work ethic. It's more just my mindset going into it. My mindset now is with experience. It's through people, like I said, his name's Brian, where they've kind of shown me the way. It's not all bad. Like, just not say just chill, but take a moment to make sure everyone's good and then deal with any issues come up. And actually, the best way I can describe that is in business, it's always been jammed down our throats that the customer's always right. That saying, the customer's always right, it's always right. That to me is utter nonsense. The customer's not always right. What they are, they're always first. That's the difference for me. Because I'm a customer myself. I would lie to get what I want. If I'm trying to return something, have you worn them? No. And I've worn them. Of course I'm going to lie because I want my money back. Right? I've got no like loyalties to any corporations as a consumer, right? But with that is being a man of retail for over 20 years is understanding, yeah, people do lie to get what they want, but if you come into, like we said before, come into an establishment where you're happy, you're more susceptible to understand the business side of things, where if I'm telling you, look, this ain't working because of this, you're more likely got to understand it rather than because I'm catering to you at first as the consumer rather than just making sure you're right. I don't need every customer thinking they know more than us. Is because I think it's false knowledge. I say this a lot here is you don't get a dog and then bark yourself, do you? Right? You don't do that. Let us do what we're good at, right? And we are good at this. And that's something where my experience comes in. I know people, I know business, I know consumers, I know the retail side of it. I know how to make customers feel like they're... Actually, let me rephrase that. By me treating them first, it makes them feel like they're right, if that makes any sense.
Yes, that makes sense.
Because they are... Because that's what we're here for, right? It's the consumer, the customer. That's what we want. So that's what pays our fucking bills. So if we can get them on our side and be happy and a regular customer when they come back, then it's a no-brainer. But yes, that's probably, to answer that, it was a long-winded answer, apologies. But yeah, that's probably the best experience I've had is to understand that experience gets you a long way. Apologies. But yeah, that's probably the best experience I've had is to understand that experience gets you a long way.
Hey everyone, I know this is not my normal, typical podcast episode. I'm talking to a facility owner dealing with Crossbar, and I think the work they're doing and the facilities they have, their pickup model for adults to go play, to what they're doing for tournaments and how their facility is being used, I think it's amazing. And I truly encourage you all to go check out their social medias, which will be listed below in the show notes. Please, please, please go check them out. And if you have time, go out and drive out and see them, sign up for something that's going on in there. They have so many different organizations that are using them, from Sealant to Dylan Vedral, who I've had on, to all these other organizations that use their facilities. Go check them out. They're beautiful facilities. And if you have any questions, check the comments. You can find all the information there. Hey everyone, if you guys have enjoyed this podcast, have enjoyed what I've been trying to do, the messages that I'm putting out there, please give me some ratings, some stars on all the podcast sites that you listen to this on. Give me a review, share this, share with others. The more I can make this grow, the more I can continue doing this. I'm really trying to make a difference in our soccer community. So I hope you guys have enjoyed all this. And until next time, I'll see you at the pitch.